Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of those moments the media never wanted to arrive, but CNN just made it unavoidable. Now, for years, Democrats survived on narrative control, spin it, soften it, delay it. But today, CNN itself dropped the numbers that they cannot explain away. A poll that was so bad, so historically ugly, that even their own analysts struggle to hide the shock. Democrats aren't just unpopular. Democrats are completely collapsing. Record lows, cratering approvals, losing independents, and now they're losing their own base. It's crazy. Now, here's where it gets even worse. This polling disaster didn't land in a vacuum. It hit the exact same moment when the House moved to do something Democrats swore would never happen: criminalizing child gender transition procedures, not debating them, not studying them, ending them, drawing a line with consequences. So while CNN is forced to admit Democrats are in freefall, President Donald Trump is governing, not campaigning, and the cultural agenda that defined the left for years is being rolled back in real time. Funding pressures, federal authority, legislative action. There's no slogans, no euphemisms, outcomes. This is the collision that Democrats fear the most. Public opinion turning against them at the exact same time that their most controversial issue is exposed under full daylight. Now, CNN didn't just report bad news today. They confirmed a nightmare. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why this moment may be the point of no return. Hit the like button and subscribe. I really appreciate your support, folks. All right. Let's go ahead and start with what just set this whole thing off. CNN breaking the glass and admitting what they have spent years trying to suppress. This wasn't a conservative outlet. This wasn't an activist poll. This was CNN on air, walking viewers through numbers that were so bad that they couldn't even soften them with language anymore. I mean, you could hear it in their tone: hesitation, awkward pauses, that moment where analysts realize that the data doesn't cooperate with the narrative. Yeah, Democrats in Congress are now sitting at historic approval lows, not challenging, not under pressure, historically low. CNN openly acknowledged that Democrats are underwater by margins never seen before in modern polling. And the most damaging part, the collapse isn't coming from Republicans. It's actually coming from independents and disillusioned Democrats. This is the moment that the media hates, when reality forces honesty. CNN didn't want to deliver nightmare news. Of course not. But they had no choice, because when the numbers get this bad, hiding them becomes impossible. And once the glass breaks, everything spills out. Now, we need to talk about why these numbers are different, because this isn't a normal political dip. CNN highlighted Democrats sitting more than 50 points underwater nationally. Think about this, guys. Approval south of 20% among independents. Even worse, a net collapse that signals not frustration, but complete rejection. Now, this isn't what happens before a rebound. This is what happens when a party loses trust. This is past the slumps that were tied to events, wars, recessions, scandals. This is tied to identity. Voters don't just dislike what Democrats are doing. They no longer recognize what Democrats stand for. And CNN made it very clear. Quinnipiac has been asking these questions for decades. Democrats have never tested this low. Not during midterm wipeouts, not during party realignments, never. That's why this matters, because structural collapse doesn't fix itself with better messaging. It requires abandonment, and Democrats are refusing to abandon the very issues that are driving voters away. And this is where the story gets even darker. Now, here's the data point that CNN almost rushed past, but it may be the most devastating of all. Now, for the first time in modern polling history, Democrats themselves disapprove of Democrats in Congress. Now, let that sink in, guys. I know it sounded crazy what I just said. Democrats themselves disapprove of Democrats in Congress. This isn't Republicans attacking. This isn't independents drifting. This is the base turning inward. Now, CNN acknowledged that Democratic approval among Democrats has flipped negative. I was actually surprised that they admitted this, but they did. And so this means that the coalition is cracking. Activists feel leadership is weak. Moderates feel that the party is extreme, and leadership satisfies neither. So this fracture didn't happen overnight. It followed years and years of symbolic resistance politics, shutdown theatrics, performative outrage, and moral grandstanding that produced no tangible results. The shutdown was supposed to energize the base, but instead it just exposed impotence. Democrats caved, they got nothing, and they looked unserious doing it. So now the party is bleeding from both sides. The activists are angry, the pragmatists are exhausted, and CNN, they had to admit something unthinkable. The collapse isn't external pressure, it's internal rot. And right when that fracture becomes visible, the most explosive cultural issue imaginable enters the frame. Now, the next part matters so much, especially for a lot of people that are watching the show right now. So a viewer recently shared something that really stuck with me. He fell and he needed an ambulance. The ride itself was covered. There's no issue there. But the hospital that they rushed him into, well, it wasn't an in-network hospital for his Medicare plan. He did everything right. And he still got hit with a $900 unexpected bill. This is the kind of thing that people don't find out about until it's too late. Now, on paper, their plan looks fine, but in real life, during an emergency, the gaps show up fast. This is why I partnered with Chapter. Chapter makes sure that your Medicare coverage actually protects you when it matters, not just in the brochures, not just on paper. They look at your networks, emergencies, the fine print that most people never even see until the bill arrives. And a lot of folks are already reaching out right now. They're dialing the phone number right there at the bottom of your screen. Totally free phone call. And it's a free service, 909-563-8279. You can call them right now, or you can visit them on the web. I left a link down below in the description of this video. Make sure that you're not exposed. All right, so let's get back to it, because what happens next, this is where the story really escalates here. This is where the polling story collides with reality. CNN, they can go ahead and talk numbers all day long until they're blue in the face, but they cannot avoid why voters are leaving. And the issue Democrats least want, paired with the collapse, is now unavoidable. Child gender transition. This is no longer fringe. This is no longer academic. This is no longer limited to activist circles. It has now become a national cultural fault line that cuts across party, race, income, and religion. Parents, independents, even many Democrats are deeply uncomfortable, and they're voting accordingly. CNN understands this. This is why the issue is handled delicately, cautiously, and often indirectly. But the timing is devastating. As polling hits historic lows, the country is watching lawmakers debate whether children should be subjected to irreversible medical decisions. This almost sounds just satanic, if you ask me. I mean, you cannot separate the two. Voters are not confused. They see a party that's more willing to defend ideology than protect boundaries. And once that perception steps in, no amount of messaging can undo it. And then the House stepped in. So this is the moment that the conversation stopped being theoretical. The House didn't hold another hearing. They didn't kick the can. They didn't issue a statement. They passed legislation drawing a hard line in the sand. Medical and surgical gender transition procedures for minors are banned, with criminal consequences for adults who facilitate them. Now that matters. This matters because it signals a massive shift from cultural debate to legal reality. Now, this wasn't about slogans or symbolism. This is about responsibility and accountability. The vote was close, it was tense, and deeply revealing. Republicans framed it as child protection. Democrats framed it as cruelty, but voters saw something else entirely. They saw clarity. Now, for years, Democrats insisted that the issue was settled, untouchable, beyond question. The House proved otherwise, and the timing could not have been worse for Democrats passing this law, as CNN reports their worst polling collapse ever. So the message to voters was unmistakable. One party is setting boundaries, and the other one is just defending a taboo that most Americans quietly reject. And Democrats' response only made things worse. I mean, instead of recalibrating, Democrats escalated. Floor speeches turned emotional, language turned absolutionist. Anyone questioning the policy was labeled hateful, ignorant, or dangerous. There was no acknowledgement, not even a hint, that voters might have legitimate concerns. This is where polling collapses turn permanent, because voters don't feel heard, they feel scolded. CNN aired the speeches, the country watched, and the disconnect was impossible to ignore. So while parents worried about permanence, Democrats spoke about identity. While independents asked about limits, Democrats spoke about ideology. No bridge, no pause, no reflection. And CNN, trapped by its own reporting, could only show the contrast. Historic approval lows on one screen, moral absolutism on the other. Now, this wasn't leadership under pressure. This was a party refusing to read the room and paying for it in real time. This is where the timeline matters, because this isn't a campaign argument anymore. This is December 2025, folks, and Donald J. Trump is the sitting president of the United States. That changes everything. Trump isn't just throwing red meat to a base. He's executing policy. The posture is different here. The language is different, and the authority is real. So while Democrats are reacting to polls, Trump is governing through agencies, rulemaking, and coordination with a GOP-controlled House. This is why this moment feels a lot heavier than the past culture clashes. So there's no waiting for an election. There's no what if. The executive branch is aligned in Congress on enforcement, oversight, and standards. So what used to be debated on cable news panels is now being processed through departments and regulators. CNN understands the shift, which is exactly why their coverage feels restrained. They already know that the audience is watching a sitting president act, not posture, and when governance replaces argument, narratives lose power. That is when panic sets in. So here's the pressure point Democrats hoped would never be pulled. Under President Trump, the administration has already moved to restrict and condition federal funding tied to gender transition procedures for minors through Medicare, Medicaid, and regulatory compliance. No speculation, no exaggeration. This is policy leverage being applied where it matters. Hospitals, insurers, medical institutions are now facing a choice: comply with federal standards or risk losing access to federal programs. Now, this is not a press release. That's gravity, folks. CNN can report it, but they can't editorialize it away because institutions, they respond to funding, not to the hashtags. And as compliance departments react, the cultural debate collapses into a logistical one. This is why Democrats are boxed in. They can't protest the law away. They can't shame regulators, and they can't stop institutions from choosing survival. Policy doesn't argue, it compels. And so this is the point where CNN's entire framework collapses under its own weight. They are forced to report two truths at the exact same time. And those truths are incompatible with the narrative that they've protected for years. So on the one hand, CNN has to acknowledge Democrats are facing historic, record-breaking approval collapse. Period. Now, on the other hand, they also know that the cultural issue accelerating that collapse is child gender transition. They cannot be openly defended without alienating a massive share of voters. That's the trap. If CNN treats the polling honestly, it exposes the consequences of democratic governance and priorities. If they defend the policy driving the backlash, they worsen the polling that they just reported. There is no safe framing left. So you see the tension on air, analysts hedge, language softens, the issue is referenced indirectly, but the audience isn't confused. They connect the dots even when the network won't. CNN isn't just reporting bad news for Democrats. They're trapped inside of it. They're forced to validate a reality that undermines their own ideological ecosystem. This is when panic replaces spin. Now, if we zoom out for a little bit and we look at the board, because Democrats, they have nowhere left to move. If they retreat on the issue, they enrage activists who dominate their primaries and funding pipelines. Now, if they double down, they repel independents and moderates who are already walking away. And if they try to pivot to affordability, well, voters, they remember exactly who ran the economy before Trump returned to office. Every path cost them something critical. So there's really no messaging fix for this. There's no slogan. There's no viral moment. The problem isn't communication. It's alignment. Voters don't feel represented. They don't feel respected or reassured. And CNN's polling just confirmed it. This isn't a temporary slump. This is a loss of trust. So when a party reaches this point where every option alienates a core constituency, collapse isn't dramatic. It's mechanical. And that brings us to the map ahead. All right. So now let's go ahead and put all of this into an electoral frame, because this is where Democrats feel the ground given away. Under President Trump in 2025, the map looks fundamentally different than it did during resistance politics. This isn't a referendum on a challenger. It's a judgment on results: border enforcement, cooling inflation, regulatory clarity, cultural boundaries being reasserted. So whether people love Trump or not, voters understand direction. And that's the nightmare scenario for Democrats. Prosperity is dangerous for them politically. Stability is worse. When things improve, grievance politics loses oxygen. CNN's polling shows viewers aren't looking for a savior, they're looking for normalcy. And right now, Democrats are associated with all sorts of chaos. Meanwhile, Trump is associated with outcomes. This is why midterm conversations terrify Democratic strategists, not because defeat is guaranteed, but because momentum is unmistakable, and momentum doesn't require unanimity. It just requires enough voters to say, look, don't break what's finally working. That's a brutal place to be. And finally, here's why this moment isn't 2018, it isn't 2020, and it isn't reversible with a viral clip. Donald Trump is not an outsider anymore. He's the sitting president with institutional alignment. Laws are being passed, regulations are being enforced, funding is being redirected, and public opinion is moving with those actions, not against them. Democrats are not fighting a personality. They're fighting reality. They're fighting laws, outcomes, and voter sentiment converging at the exact same time. CNN didn't create this collapse. They just confirmed it. So when polling collapses internally, when cultural issues flip from taboo to legislation, and when governance replaces rhetoric, the game changes. This is not about messaging. This is about whether a party can survive refusing to adapt. So here's the question I'm going to leave you with, and I want you to answer it as honestly as you can in the comments. If CNN is now admitting the collapse and the laws are already moving, how much time do Democrats really have left before this becomes permanent? Like the video, subscribe, share this video. We'll see you next time.